Simon from the Gaming Sector podcast here. Joining me for the podcast this week is Josh again.
Hello.
Hello, Josh.
It's great to be back.
Great. So last week, I was asking you lots of questions.
Mm-hmm.
So this week, I'm going to give you the opportunity to get your revenge.
Okay. Well, what is your favorite game of all time, anyway?
Well, Hannah asked me the same question at the youth club on Sunday, and I said that my favorite game of all time was Crash Bandicoot because I enjoyed playing the original 3 on the PlayStation 1. And I was saying on that they'd recently remastered them, and they're just as good remastered as the originals were.
Mm-hmm.
But my other favorite game, I would say, is Skyrim. Have you played Skyrim before?
Skyrim. Yes, I have.
Of course.
I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. I'm thinking about different games like Skyrim. What is that? No, yes, I played Skyrim. I even played it like a month ago. Anyway, just because I brought back so many memories, so I just played that. It was fun.
Well, I really like playing it because when it first came out, because I played, the one before was Oblivion.
Oh, I played that as well. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was a launch title for the original Xbox, I believe, or one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So when Skyrim came out, I just played it constantly for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then I think I finished it, and then I left it for a few years, and then I went back to it because every time they brought a new console out, they re-released Skyrim, and there's a big joke that these fridges you get with screens, and they say, "Oh, they're going to release Skyrim and that," and just to be funny, it really is on everything now. It's on the Nintendo Switch as well. Even.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did see that on the Switch, even on the trailer as well. I was like, "Ooh, this would be fun."
I've seen it running on the Switch, and it's actually pretty amazing how they managed to get it to work on it. It looks very similar to the PlayStation 4 version.
Well, of course, there's always glitches in Skyrim.
Of course, it's a lovingly unfinished game.
It is funny because when you realize Skyrim still has glitches and still continues, but when it's Cyberpunk has glitches, it's gone for good.
Yes, at least there's not really any game breaking bugs in Skyrim. They just add to the fun.
Mm-hmm. It is amazing. All right, second question for you. So, what are you looking for an upcoming games that are coming out? Looking forward to any?
Well, that is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, I'm not actually aware of any games that are coming out as such that... Oh, I've just remembered, no, there is one on a console that I don't actually own yet. And the new Xbox, I believe, they're releasing a new Fable game. Do you know Fable? Do you remember Fable?
I think I remember it. Yes, I think I remember Fable, but I don't know which one I played. But yes,
It was, I believe it was made by Lionhead Studios. I could be wrong, but I'm sure it was Lionhead Studios. And I'm not even sure if this is a remake or a remaster that they're bringing out, but the original Fable games are a sort of a role-playing game like Skyrim, but you're not an open world one. And there's a lot of humor and fun quests and stuff in it. But it's a relatively old game now when you talk about it. So I think the time is right for them to bring out a new one. So that's the only one I'm really looking forward to. I'm not really sure if there's any games coming up anytime soon that I'm interested in. That was a good question.
I know, I've just looked up the Fable thing. Most people say it's Fable 4, so it's just a fourth one.
Oh, so it'd be a sequel to...
It could be.
Right.
Because it doesn't say Fable Remastered or Fable 1 or something in, but it could be 4 or a different series or something. Okay, we couldn't until we have more information.
And the trailer for it, I think it was a big showcase they were doing for the new Xbox, and that just shows off the humor in it. I think it was a fairy flying through a forest, lands on a rock, and then gets eaten by a toad, and that just shows you the humor in the game.
Well, yeah, Fable, so it'll be interesting to see. It's another favorite, but what was your favorite console?
Now that's a good question. My favorite console. I'm going to stick with the PlayStation 1. because I
So,
have very good memories of playing the likes of Crash Bandicoot and Spyro and the original Rayman, which is really, really old now.
mm,
So yeah, I would say that. I've still
yeah.
got my original PlayStation 1 somewhere,
I
and it
think
still works.
I think I still have my PlayStation 1, but I could not know where it is. Yeah. If it would have been me, my game would be the DS because I grew up playing that.
Well, that's a good console too. That's
Hmm,
like
yeah.
the precursor to the Switch. Again, well, precursor to the Switch, a sort of a sequel to the Game Boy.
Hmm. I
It's
see.
one of those, yeah, one of those consoles you can carry around in your pocket, just if you're on a train or a bus or your mum's taking you shopping and walking
Hmm.
around, you can just play it.
Oh
Keep
yeah,
going.
it's fun anyway. Because I think because a lot of my childhood was actually playing the DS anyway, and then but yeah, I used to like playing Pokemon, Mario Kart, or even what would you what was your the hardest game you ever played? Anyway, what was the hardest?
Oh, well, I think I'm going to keep going back to the PlayStation 1 when you say that's
Okay.
the way it's going to answer all your questions. But I mentioned the original Rayman earlier, and
Uh,
that was a very difficult game to play because I think it was one of the very first games I ever played. And it's the first level, got to jump over water and then you reach the goal, and then the second level is more a bit harder than that. And then the third one, you're given a power up, which is to be able to punch things with your fist.
hmm.
And when I played that when I was probably 7 years old, I didn't understand that that meant you had to press another button to use this power up. So I was stuck in this level, couldn't get out of it, and I could never get past it. But the thing that you had to actually do was to punch this fruit that was on a vine above you to make it drop, and then you jump on that and jump to the goal. But I could never understand it. So eventually I managed to figure that out. And unbeknownst to me, Rayman has got an extremely steep learning curve because it just get every level was progressively more difficult.
Hmm.
And I think it took me years to actually complete the game. And when I finally did, I was just so pleased. It's
Uh,
a really hard game.
because most games don't tell you like what to do. You just have to. Some games just you have to figure it out yourself anyway. Because I
Yeah,
think there was few games that just they tell you to how to move, shoot, or crouch, or all that, and then just that's it, and doesn't tell you how do you get the certain stuff or anything other ways of doing it. It's you can that's why it's a learning curve in the games.
yeah. The early games they didn't really tell you what to do. They
Hmm.
used to give you like little game manuals in with
Exactly.
the disc, and that was all you had really.
I was just like, jump, attack, dodge. That's it.
Yeah.
Look, okay. How do I get over this bit? Manual. No. Yeah, that's it. I even now, which back then when you get the all new consoles, anyway. Yeah, did they ever do? They always give you like manuals. They always did they still do that? Anyway, I'm trying to remember if they still do.
I don't think I've had a game recently that's had a manual in it. They usually put like a free a free gift or something, and you go onto the PS store or the Xbox store and put this
Yes, I'm.
code in. It gives you a piece of armor or something.
Yeah, I'm just like looking at one of my games. Hang on. Let's see. It's a PlayStation 4, and let's see. And it's Battlefield, and all I'm got is just need help with the get online or something, but that's it. All I need to figure out is actually just go to the in the game in settings, and that's it. Because I know most people just go and buy it online, so they don't have to have menus anymore.
And well,
Because
that's a good point because if you
hmm
buy a digital copy of the game, you get nothing with it apart from the game,
hmm
and then you rely on going online. But I suppose that's why the types of the thing we are doing on YouTube, where we're recording our own game footage. I mean, I would go on to YouTube and look at a game that I wanted to play,
hmm
someone else playing it before I bought it. That helps me make a decision about whether to purchase the game or not. So what we are doing is we're hopefully helping people do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So the way you find out how to play games has sort of evolved over time.
Or it has, because the graphics are completely different. If it's like that, just as you were like, I don't know, like 10 years, and like, wow, look at these graphics, so realistic, and then just like these are realistic.
Yeah, it's like when if I go back to play the original Crash Bandicoot games,
Mm-hmm.
well, I remember them as being very good graphics. And then they bring the remaster out, and then I'm like, surely it looked like this when I played it. And then you go back, and it isn't. It's because we're just so used to the better graphics, the power,
Mm-hmm.
and the new consoles that you get nowadays.
As well as when they do a remaster game, they always change different stuff about it. Anyway, there could be different combats, different anything, different ways of playing. But okay, and those were all my questions. Thank you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh, you and I are going to be uploading a video of us playing Minecraft separately.
Mm-hmm. This will
And
be.
we're also going to be doing a video of us playing it together.
Mm-hmm.
So have you been playing Minecraft regularly since it was released?
I have actually been playing it as a way to get back into it, but have not recorded because I wanted to get like back into it. Just trying to understand and how to make the tools and all that, just to get me back into it before I start anything. I haven't done anything major in it, but it's just like building houses, crafting certain items, and then just trying to make it work because they have changed, well, added some new stuff in. So it's just trying to get a way to understand the game anyway.
Yeah, I'm sort of doing the same thing. I played it when it was popular when it came out at first,
Mm-hmm.
and they've added lots of things to it. And as you'll see in the video that I recorded playing Minecraft, I have no clue what to do in it.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're both experiencing that, then maybe when we do a video where we're playing it together, we can maybe help each other to do a bit better in it.
Yeah, we'll just give those a shot and then see if we can beat the game together.
Okay, well, thanks for joining me again today, Josh.
No problem.
So hopefully you can join us next week.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks for listening. Bye.
See ya.